Hello and welcome to yet another detailed video of GJ Management Consultants. So the topic that we have picked today is business transformation. We already had created one short day before yesterday, and this is a detailed video as a follow-up action. So it's a normal methodology whenever we are about to create a video or detailed video, we normally post one shot so that it acts as a teaser, and then we present the detailed video to explain the entire meaning of that particular shot. So in this video we're going to speak about business transformation, some of the myths about the business transformation, some of the misconception about the business transformation, and we'll also talk about the true transformation. What does that mean? And at the GJ, how we could able to transform the business in the real sense and giving the tangible output to the business. So as you can see on this slide, driving sustainable growth through strategy, process, and execution excellence. So this is our core theme. We drive transformation with passion, and at the same time, our endeavor is that it should deliver the result, which it should have a kind of an ROI analysis, whereby we could compare the cost that has been incurred to transform the business vis-a-vis the return that is has yielded. With this, let's move to the first slide of this particular topic. Okay, now we are going to have a deep look into the meaning of the transformation here, and we'll also try to unveil some of the myths which is being considered as a transformation, whereas it is not. So let us try to see what is hidden behind all these images here. Okay, transformation is not just adopting the new tools or restructuring. Very true. So people normally think that they have a process, they are managing one process manually, and then they have deployed a tool which automate the process. The simple automation of the process is not a true transformation, because it's just like doing a quick fix to a problem vis-a-vis overall landscape is still the same, which means that overall scheme of things remain the same, but we are just fixing the patches here and there to make some of the process which is being manually driven through some tools or through some technology. Uh, it's not a transformation, I would say it's a simple automation, because people normally confuse small automation with transformation. So definitely when multiple automations, small automations combined together, it has its impact in the overall scheme of things. But small patching here and there with respect to some tools and technology is not a true transformation in itself. If it is not, then what is true transformation in that case? So let's just try to look at it. It's a holistic shift in business models, process, and mindset. So which means that when we speak about transformation, it is the entire mind frame shift. People start thinking the things differently. People start visualizing the things vis-a-vis what they are currently doing, which means that they have a different mindset altogether when they are perceiving the process. They have a different mindset altogether when they are looking at the process and trying to figure out that how this process is going to transform, and then post transformation what would be the state. So which means that they could able to visualize the impact that is going to get created by changes that has made to that process. It can be through some automation, by bringing some change management, by introducing some sort of technical intervention or integration, whatever it can be. But it definitely means a sort of a scenario wherein people are doing the things differently versus what they were doing earlier. Now let's try to look at another aspect here. When we do transformation in a true sense, right, then our focus should be on the value creation, which means that transformation is not about simple automation. Definitely it is about holistic approach, and then once we have that holistic approach in place, it should have a focus on creating the real value for the business itself, real value for the customers, real value for the our stakeholders as well. And real value only comes when we have a process which is being agile in such a way that any kind of the changes in the future can be implemented without the minimum downtime. So transformation does not mean only means that we have changed the process, we have deployed some sort of technology intervention, we have done the change management, but at the same time it should yield a return in a form of the value to the customer, and it should have a capability that any kind of the future changes can be adopted very easily and with the agility. And definitely, when we talk about the transformation, it ideally means we are changing the ways a process is being managed. We are changing the ways technology has been perceived, and we are also changing the ways the governance, which was earlier there, is how it's going to change when we introduce a new transform process. So in and all, it's a kind of a situation wherein people, process, technology, governance to the strategy all aligns together, and when all aligns together, the results which it gives is a true transformation result. And when we try to evaluate the outcome of the result in the financial form, definitely the outcome is having the positive ROI, whereby we could able to uh, whereby the out benefits, which is the outcome, is more than the cost that has been incurred. And this is the true transformation, because we have actually deliver a value to the business, not by deploying some tool, but by overhauling the entire value chain, which includes the process, which includes the people, which includes the technology, and definitely which includes the strategy. Yeah. So let's move another step ahead and look at some of the key attributes of the transformation. Okay. Now, as we spoke about the meaning of transformation, and we are talking about the attributes of transformation, let us quickly, take a dip that transformation is buzzword nowadays. It has been there for quite some time, but why the importance of transformation has suddenly increases, and why this is buzzword nowadays? I mean, everyone is talking about transformation, and why is it so happening? So there are certain factors, but the key reason is that because we are living in a world that is full of change. Every day a new change comes. Every day is the ways of working got changed. Every day a new technology is coming up. Every day regulatory environment is changing. And if we do not keep track of all those changes, and if we do not transform our business to make those changes adaptable to our business processes, then definitely we are going to get obsolete, and we would be thrown away from the market. So, so what in that case we have to do, right? So let us just try to unveil few all these images and figure out what needs to be done so that we should be remain sustained in the business. Rapid technology are redefining industries. This is fundamental reason that technologies are changing so fast. That means if we have a kind of a technology today, don't expect that it is not going to change in another couple of years. Please expect the changes to happen in another 6 months. And if that's going to happen, what is our approach? Our approach should be agility. Our approach should be quick adaptation. Our approach should be that we need to be aware of the technology which is latest and greatest, so that we should be able to adopt that technology and try to make use of that technology by transforming our business sooner and better. Data and automation are becoming business essential. Very true. Because nowadays, if we are having the data, but that data is not giving you any insights, the data is as good as a data itself, which means that data was earlier there as well, and still data is there. If it's not giving any insights to you, then you are just having a data which was available earlier as well. So which means that data transformation itself is a very key attribute of the transformation today in today's world. And we have to make sure that the data that is available with us, that should be interpreted in such a way that should give a business insights to the business, and then business should make sure that they use and consume that insights for the betterment of their growth and betterment of their revenue generation. Definitely, as I mentioned that apart from the fact that the technology are changing rapidly, customer expectation demand is also changing because every day a new competitive product is coming into the market. Customer is becoming more demanding nowadays because a customer is having more choices. The more choices customer have, the more demanding the customer would be. And hence we have to make sure that our business should be working at a pace and make sure that they should adopt to the changing needs of the customer, right? And if that does not happen, then definitely we would be out of the market. So typically the importance of transformation has gained importance in nowadays is because technology driven, technology is changing at a faster pace, right? Data itself is getting automated at a fast pace, and insights are being generated at very quick speed. Customers expectations are changing very quickly, and hence the demand to transform our business is much more imperative. And then finally, companies that don't evolve risk losing relevance and competitiveness. So which means that considering all these factors, if we do not take a risk of transforming the business, considering the fact that transformation would make a disruption, right? Then definitely we are not going to sustain it. Disruption is nowadays reality. If you do not disrupt your processes, which means that you become stagnant, and once you become stagnant, you would be out of the business. So all these factors which necessitates the adoption of the transformation is something that we should be very well aware of if we want to sustain in the business. And if not, then definitely we would be thrown out of the business, and we would be like an obsolescence. We would be in an obsolescence state, and we would get obsoleted from the market. So let's move ahead and look at some of the other key factors. Okay, uh, now we have looked at what transformation actually means, why it is of more importance nowadays with the changing environment. But now let's quickly have a look at what are the common barriers to the transformation, why most transformation efforts fail. I mean, we should analyze those causes, and then definitely as a true transformation leader, we should make sure that we should take care of all these challenges at the very early stage to avoid the failure at the later stage. So let's look at one of challenges one by one here. Lack of clear vision and execution roadmap. This is a very common challenge. Because in fact, in one of my earlier detailed video wherein I explained that why 90% of business got failed, that is also one of the reasons that execution roadmap is not available. And same holds true with the transformation as well. We perceive transformation very narrowly, and if we perceive something which is narrowly, then definitely our vision is very myopic. We our vision is just to perceive to get the outcome within a year. True transformation normally yield result in a couple of years to make sure that it should have a long lasting impact, right? So our vision has to be absolutely clear, and then the execution roadmap is of paramount importance, because if strategy is on the paper and not on the ground, then it is a failure. So we need to have the strategy of transformation or transformation roadmap. We should have an execution plan, implement that roadmap in the true sense. Moving next, resistant to change and the cultural inertia, a very common and typical example. And this is true for all the industries, wherein people do not want to change. They do not want to change because they perceive that any change would be a kind of a risk to their current profile and may also create a risk of their job. But a true transformation is always empowering the people and not eradicating the people, right? So they need to change that mindset that transformation is going to empower them and not going to eliminate them. If even if they are get eliminated, their mindset and their skill set would be used in some other productive work vis-a-vis what they were currently doing. If they were managing some kind of mundane work or repetitive work, their their mind will be utilized for more productive analytic and data driven work. So this mindset needs to be changed to, to implement the transformation and to get the real output from it. Fragmented system and manual processes. I think this is another barrier, because the key to a transformation is that we need to have a standardization at least in a place. We need to have the process which is joined so that the scalability of the transformation can be implemented and we could see the positive ROI very sooner. Because if processes are fragmented and manual process, we need to first figure out that how standardization can bring those fragmented process into a stabilized form. Then we can apply the true transformation to yield the better result. Otherwise, what will happen that our initial period would be just to make sure that we have created a kind of a one standard process before we can implement the transformation. Because true transformation, if it has to be scalable, it has to have a process which is standardized. However, we have also perceived and we know that with the AI kind of a setup, even if this data is unstructured, we can still bring the transformation, but it is again dependent upon the data maturity and the data maturity that we have. If our data is not that much mature, then even AI would not give us that much of result. So it's a mix and match. We have to have a standardized data to make sure that our transformation can yield this proper impact. Treating transformation as a project rather than a journey. This is a common failure, I would say common reason why most transformation fail, because people perceive transformation as a project. They feel that this is a project which is from this date to this date, and once that is done, our project is over. Transformation is not a project, it's a journey. Even if you have completed one project, it is not going to end the transformation, because by the time you complete the one project, another kind of changes would be available for you to make those, so that you have to make your business relevant. So it's a continuous process, a journey. It can never be achieved. So we cannot say that we have transformed our business fully, because transformation is a journey and it will only end once your business ends. If your business ends, then definitely there's no need for transformation. But if you want to run and successfully run your business, transformation has to be continuous and it has to be a journey. It can never be a project. And any kind of transformation or any kind of the change management program that you want to implement will fail if it is not having a proper governance structure and accountability. And that holds true for transformation as well. So whatever we are doing, we need to make sure that there should be proper governance mechanism to track the progress. There should be proper accountability, proper structure, so that people should know that whom they are accountable for, what is their responsibility to deliver, and definitely they will be evaluated basis that. So these are some of the common factors which leads to the failure of the transformation. Let's move ahead and look at some of the other interesting fact about the transformation. Okay. Now we was talking about that we will see some of the interesting fact about the transformation. The interesting fact is that the way GJ manage the transformation processes. The GJ has its own set of philosophy, because we know that transformation, when it is done, it is with a purpose, and the execution had to be with the precision. So what we have to do, or what is the GJ methodology when we have a transformation kind of a challenge which is being given to us by the business? What is our method? What is our philosophy? How we move ahead in our transformation journey for the client? Let's have a look at that. Firstly, we combine the strategic foresight with the execution discipline. This is a philosophy, because our tagline is that turning strategy into success. Because strategy cannot be turned into success if it is not having the execution discipline. So our continuous focus is to make that any kind of the transformation project, any kind of the transformation roadmap that has been created, it should have a foresight. And strategic foresight means that it should have a strategic vision aligned with it, because any transformation cannot work independently of the organization vision. So organization vision will definitely have transformation as one of the attribute, and then to make that successful, we need to have the execution discipline. So this is the most important factor and most important concept that we ensure that we should have in our transformation execution process as a part of the GJ philosophy. Our approach integrates business, process, and technology transformation, because we feel that true transformation only comes when all these three components combine together to yield to deliver the best. Because if we say that transformation is only about process, it's wrong. If we say that transformation is only change management, it's still wrong. If we say transformation is just implementation of technology, it's wrong. Because any kind of the transformation will have a direct and indirect impact on the people, on the technology, and on the processes. So our focus is that the moment we have a kind of a challenge which is being thrown to us by the business, we interpret that challenge and try to create the impact it is going to create on the three major component of the organization, three major resources of the organization, which is the people, technology, and the processes. Our belief is simple, because we feel that if you could not able to evaluate the outcome of the transformation in the early stages, then you are actually heading for a failure, because every business works with the reason that they need to create the profits. Profit will only come when you clearly have a kind of an ROI available to you at the early stages, wherein you can take a decision for go or no go. Because documentation is just a document. If you have a document but not the real vision that what is the ROI clarity in terms of the ROI, then you are just riding a horse without knowing to which direction it has to move. And in that case, you end up doing a kind of a failure, injustice to the business, because you are not going to yield the output or the benefit if you have not evaluated that output and benefit at the early stages of the transformation. GJ team partners with clients from diagnosis to delivery, because our mantra is simple. Diagnostics will yield to the maximum areas or white spaces where you have to work upon. So our diagnostic, our deep diagnostic, I would say, our ground level diagnostics, because many firms they just look at the process at the 60,000 feet level and say, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Our fundamental is simple. We sit with the people who are working on the floor. We understand their concerns. We understand their challenges, and then we try to fix the solution or problem by creating a transformation roadmap. Because our approach is that it should be bottoms up approach rather than the top down approach. Because top down approach is only having the strategic vision, but a bottoms up approach will always have a reality. So bottom approach is the right approach to drive the transformation. Strategic vision is definitely required just to have the overall alignment of your objective with the organization vision. But a true transformation can only be created if we go with the bottoms up approach, understanding the root cause and the challenges which people are facing on the ground. So this is our philosophy that how we should deal transformation with. So let's just move ahead and look at some other aspect, how GJ is going to take it forward here from now. So we'll take a further step and look at the GJ framework, transformation framework, because our proven framework is definitely is going to have the lasting impact, and definitely it's going to yield a better result, giving the best ROI to the organization. So let's look at all those framework attributes that we have. Our approach is simple. We have to do the assessment of the current state and define the transformation goal. Because as I mentioned in the previous slide, our approach is the diagnostics. Our diagnostic is nothing but to study the as-is approach, the ways the business is running their as-is processes. Look at the process maturity. Try to figure out and then create a gap analysis that this process is matured, but it is not up to the best in industry. And then we prepare a kind of a gap analysis, and then with that gap analysis we create a kind of the project that needs to be run in overall scheme of the transformation to yield the transformation results. So as this assessment of the current processes, first step when we start our entire analysis. Once we have that assessment being done, we have identified the gap, then we definitely have to create the future roadmap. We have to design and develop the operating models. We have to create the roadmaps so that how the future process will look with the new technology intervention, with the new change management process, with the new operating models, how it is going to work in the future, what would be the operating model. If let's say company is running with the multiple regions and it was decentralized prior to transformation, and if we try to create a kind of a centralized processes, then how it is going to work, what is the operating model, how various teams will integrate their work. So all this study analysis is done as a part of our design phase. Then definitely once we have everything ready, the execution or the implementation is the key. And we always said that execution and plan has to have a clear roadmap which says that what needs to be done at what phase in project and who is going to be responsible for what outcome. And once that is being done, it has to be backed by the proper governance to make sure that we are not deviating from the goals and the vision of the organization, and our end results are tied back to the overall organization goal and the objective. And obviously, we need to create the matrices which will help us to compare when we started versus how we are progressing. and then we try to compare those matrices with the best in class and try to see that whatever transformation which we have done, has it yielded the results or not. Definitely it's going to take some time to evaluate those results. It's not like if you have done the transformation and you expect that results to be made available within a couple of days or months. It's going to take some time. I think 6 months is something which we normally feel that is required for us to evaluate the actual outcome of the true transformation, so that we could able to evaluate whether we have done justice to the transformation project or whether we need some more improvement. So let's just move ahead and see what holds now for us to look at the transformation further. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at how our team at GJ support the business to enable the real-time transformation, real-world transformation. Process excellence redesign workflow to eliminate inefficiencies. Our team continuously refine the processes and redesign the workflows to make sure that whatever inefficiencies were there in the processes, by elimination of the waste, by elimination of the manual works, making sure that any kind of steps between the two processes are integrated in such a way that instead of getting the manual touch point, that can be managed through a workflow, so as to ensure that proper audit trail is also available, and to reduce the uh, you know time over the discussion over the phones or the team chats to say that I have done this, please approve this. Everything would be eliminated when we have the proper redesign of the process, and we have appended the workflows to make those processes so that they can talk to each other without any human or manual touch. Digital enablement, identify automation and AI opportunities, implement those AI and automation opportunity as it moves, right? Bring the necessary technology to make the process, human touch free to the best it can be. But wherever we need that, we need some human intervention if it requires it. Typical, analytics which cannot be done through AI. But I think with the kind of the environment in which we are operating and with the concept of agentic I think maximum things can be managed by the AI itself, because agentic AI is a true AI agent which has a capability to take the decision and take the necessary action. So we can definitely try to figure out what best can be done to that particular step or the processes to eliminate the manual efforts. A governance model embed and performance tracking for the accountability to ensure that proper dashboarding is available, proper metric reporting is available. On time dashboard help us to analyze the problems and try to do the fixes at the real time basis rather than waiting and doing those analytics at the postmortem. So instead of doing at the postmortem analysis, it's like proactive action, identify the causes and concerns and taking the corrective actions. Execution oversight, monitor the progress through PMOs and dashboard. So as I mentioned a couple of things earlier as well, that governance is a key, and it is of much of importance. Specifically, we were talking about transformation, because transformation is the journey. If it is not being governed properly, then definitely we are going to lose the focus. So proper governance is required to ensure that we are yielding the best result as we proceed further. And then capability building, adoption of the new ways to make sure that as we do the transformation, we are making our team capable in such a way that they are becoming adaptive, they are also upgrading their knowledge, they are upgrading their skill set, and finally it's a win-win situation for the organization as well as the people. So with this, I think we are going to come to the last slide, concluding slide. Let's have a look at that, what it holds for us. Okay. So this is the last slide as far as the main topic is concerned, and then we have one more slide to showcase the key callouts. But let's just quickly look at this slide. Some of the success metrics and the impact, because we need to have an output matrix to affirm and confirm whether we are on the right track. So definitely a true transformation when implemented typically yields 25 to 40% improvement in the operational efficiency. It can have more impact, it can have less impact, but I think this is an average wherein we feel that close to 25 to 40% efficiency definitely is being achieved when we create a well thought through transformation and well thought through execution roadmap for the transformation and implement the same with the proper tools and technologies. Significant cost optimization through automation, because we know that any automation will have the impact of elimination of the manual efforts, and so do our process become kind of a touchless process without any broken steps. And then definitely the efforts which we were spending earlier on that process will get reduced, and hence it gives the efficiencies to the business. Enhanced decision making via data driven insights. So obviously if data is available to you on a touch of button, or without even a touch of button, if it is available to you every day on a screen, right, you can take the decision at a quick pace. So instead of waiting and asking the data from someone, or asking for the data insights from, or dependency from someone, it's like you are having everything made available to you, and then you are informed and take the decision. And if decisions are quick, definitely it has its own impact. Improve customer and employee satisfaction score. Definitely a true transformation is have the positive impact on the customer satisfaction score and the employee satisfaction score as well, because it's a win-win situation, because customers are happy because their queries are getting resolved at quicker pace. They are happy because the process has become streamlined. They are happy because they are getting the replies at very quick pace, rather than waiting for a reply for within 24 hours. Likewise, for employees, it's a win-win situation. They have increased their capability, they have increased their skill set, and they are better aligned with the current technology. And then definitely they have a better prospect in terms of making sure that they become relevant in the current organization structure. And then definitely it has an impact of sustainability. A true transform process is sustainable in the long run, can manage all kind of the changes, and manage all kind of the complications which arise due to any kind of the change management. So this is the final slide. Let's quickly have a look in terms of some of the key callouts from this session. Okay, call to action, closing slide. Partner with the GG management consultant, because we make sure that your transformation and ambition, if it has to be achieved, it has to have the real outcomes. To get the real outcomes, partner with us, because our approach ensures that whatever goals you have set for the transformation, that should be achieved. We evaluate the ROI of the project at the initial stages to confirm whether the thought process and the objective with which we are creating the transformation, whether it is going to yield the result or not. Our team brings expertise across the strategy, operation, and digital. Our team is equipped. We have a set of people who are have great experiences implementing the transformation roadmaps and projects for the clients. Clear mindset, domain knowledge, and definitely digital mindset. And with all those combinations, we become a kind of a go to firm or go to persons to implement the transformation for the businesses. And together we'll build a roadmap for sustainable, scalable growth. Because GJ Management Consultants, we transform, execute, and deliver. This is the final slide. Uh, with this we come to the end of this session. I want to thank you, all the audience, all the readers. I request to please subscribe our channel. Please look at all the videos, because all the videos has been created with great passion. All the videos has been created with the detailed content, so that if a user or reader want to have more understanding, that can be look that person can look into the detailed video and find those. And if they need some more information, please ask for that for the information in the comment section. Our philosophy is that we create one short video, and followed by that we create a detailed video. So please like this video, subscribe the channel, and stay connected with us for more such real business insight, transformation challenges. Our upcoming video are going to enrich yourself, and give you much knowledge and understanding, so you can get benefit from it. Thank you once again, and goodbye.